Welcome back to mr-agame everyone. Today I want to show off the brand new Legend of Zelda Lego set of the Great Deku Tree. I've been building it on stream for the past couple weeks and it's finally finished. And so I just want to show off how cool it is today. It was loads of fun building it with my community, and just quickly, if you want to be part of future streams where we do build Lego sets and do a little bit more in real life stuff, make sure you subscribe to mr-agame Live. The link is in the description below. Anyway, this set was really fun to build, and I want to talk about the process, what I enjoyed about it, and potentially things to watch out for if you're planning to pick this up, because there's a couple. But overall, this was a really great set. One of my favorites, in fact. This is a 2-in-1 set, which is pretty awesome, but it does come with some strings attached, I guess. You can choose between building a Breath of the Wild or Ocarina of Time Deku Tree, which includes different faces and themes for their respective games. I personally feel like the Breath of the Wild tree is a little bit more complete, as it has a little bit more of Korok Forest and the Master Sword pedestal. Whilst Ocarina of Time lets you build Link's house with some extra goodies at the back as well. There's a little box with a Hylian shield, some claw shots, as well as some potions and stuff as well. The tree also showcases more of the Skulltulas infesting the area, just like in the game. I chose the Breath of the Wild build, and personally I think there's a lot more detail in this choice. Building this set was really fun and relatively straightforward. There was really only one time that I got stuck for about 20 minutes trying to stick the nose onto the stump of the tree. Huh? But like most builds, that was kind of my own fault, of one brick being one place off and then it just ruining everything. I really love the minifigures in this. You get young and adult Link from Ocarina of Time, as well as Breath of the Wild's variants of Link and Zelda with a little Sheikah slate. The attention to detail in the set is pretty incredible. There's little coloured mushrooms and densely populated flora, as well as the little Korok quiz at the top of the Deku Tree and the cooking pot and bed at the bottom. They even put a bonus Sheikah pedestal for Zelda to tap her Sheikah slate onto. The Master Sword pedestal is very nice as well, decorated with silent princesses. Hestu's maracas actually rattle, which is hilarious, and the Deku Tree's eyebrows and mouth move with some mechanics at the back. See? I really love the colour of the cherry blossom leaves, and putting it together at the end felt really spectacular, like the whole build was culminating into a great finish.
Wow, that's cool.
And there's also these additional trees that give you that really warm, cozy feel of Korok Forest. I noticed that these trees actually use the leaves intended for the Ocarina of Time Deku Tree, which is a cool use of the extra pieces you'll get. But that's the kind of catch with this set. With this set, you have the choice to pick between Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild. But you get one choice. I'm not actually sure how well it would go if I wanted to reverse engineer this now that it's finished and go to an Ocarina of Time set now that I've built Breath of the Wild. I think overall there's a little bit more detail and care put into this version, as well as the trees and the Master Sword pedestal rounding it out to give it a more complete look to it. But let's say down the road I wanted to change to Ocarina of Time. The instructions actually don't give me an explanation on how I go about making that change. Which brings me to another thing to be aware of. Extra Lego pieces. I'm much more of a set kind of person. I think all my years playing video games has smoothened out the creative part of my brain, and I'd much rather follow a set of instructions than build something creatively. So now that I've done the Breath of the Wild set, where am I supposed to put these pieces intended for the Ocarina of Time build? I know it's a very small nitpicky thing, but it is something to be aware of, because I don't like having bags lying around. Like, where do I put these? As I mentioned earlier, I'm really glad the Breath of the Wild set gets the leaves of the Ocarina of Time build and puts them in the trees. I think that's a really great use of those extra pieces, but there still is extra ones. And if I were to find a way to change this to the Ocarina of Time set, then where do I put the cherry blossom leaves and all the Korok stuff intended for Breath of the Wild? Where do they go? So those are my small thoughts after finishing this build. If you're wanting to pick this set up, that's just something to be aware of. Overall though, this is a great set. I really, really love it. Price-wise, yes, it is a bit on the more expensive side too. But remember, it is a big build. It took me around 10 to 12 hours to complete, and the result really is spectacular. I guess like all purchases, it comes down to where you determine the worth of something to come from. For me, it was a great time hanging out with my community and doing something different. And now I have a really cool set piece for my studio. And not to mention, I can claim this on tax because it's a business purchase. So I'm not too fussed on the price. However, this was the first Lego set probably in my collection where I was acutely aware of how expensive it actually was. It's not going to be for everyone, and that's okay. I really love Star Wars Lego, as well as Nintendo Lego sets, so I've accumulated a few really cool builds over the past couple of years. If I were to rank this Deku Tree on a scale of enjoyment against all the others, I'd probably place it in second after the Mario 64 question mark block. That one was just a complete wonder to make. I still can't believe how much detail they could fit inside that compact box. This Deku set definitely has that sense of awe about it, especially when you finish it off. And I think if you're a fan of the Legend of Zelda series and you enjoy building Lego, then this set is definitely worth your time. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to show off my Lego today. Hope you enjoyed this video, even though it's a little bit shorter, and if you love video game content, make sure you smash and obliterate that subscribe button. And yeah, that's all from me. Remember to bring your A game.